Hi, Adele here, or Deli. It's lovely to see you today. So, the big subject today is how to break free from doing the same old, and getting nowhere fast and stepping into your greatness and achieving your goals. So, how fabulous does that sound? So, today I'm going to talk about the 4 psychological traps that you need to start being aware of that could be stopping you from moving into your greatness. Yeah, and let me tell you, I have been in all 4 of these traps, and I'm sure I'll be back there very soon too, on a daily basis perhaps. I'm working on that awareness. So, what I mean is that you've always had a desire to earn a particular amount of money, so X amount of money, and you just aren't achieving it. Yeah, and this maybe is stopping you living the life that you have in your mind's eye, and you that's why you're doing what you're doing, right? So, what is stopping you from reaching your potential, stepping into your greatness, and achieving your desired income so that you can do all the things that you want to do? So, what I mean by greatness is that achieving those goals, yeah. So, everyone is different, yeah. Everyone's got an amount of money that they want to earn. So, an extra 500 quid a month, 500 quid a week, £1 million within million dollars or pounds within a certain amount of time. Or is it just enough so that you can stay at home with your kids? Yeah, only you know what that potential and greatness is in with you too, and what you want. So, are you playing it small and just plodding along? Are you doing everything that you can to hit your greatness, your potential in your life and your business? Most people are just playing it quite small, they play it safe, and they're in their little comfort zones and don't take those risks in anything they do. And that's absolutely fine, isn't it? It's easier, right, to stay safe and less energy and effort. But who am I to judge those people? Yeah, it's their lives, it's your lives, and everyone leads the life that they want to lead. But let me tell you, that if you're staying in that comfort zone, you're not going to be achieving your goals. Yeah. So let's break free of it, free of doing the same old, the mediocrity. And I invite you, to step into your greatness and potential. Yeah. So here's the 4 traps to be aware of and look out for, so that you can take control and move through those obstacles, and these little sweets that are stopping you from stepping into and achieving your greatness. Yeah, and stop going with those excuses. So number 1 is you're stuck. And you hear yourself saying, this isn't working. Yeah, how many people feel like that? That you're stuck and you're hearing yourself saying, this isn't working. So what happens? We give up, maybe. Yeah, or often we haven't given it long enough, or we've given up far too soon. You haven't given it a chance. So I've watched people, let's say, who have placed an ad and they haven't given it long enough, or a couple of weeks, or they haven't then gone back to the drawing board and evaluated what they could tweak on it, and they haven't gained insight from their leaders to review it so that their ad can work more effectively. They just gave up and they didn't take that next step. Yeah, how many people do you know like this, that just give up very quickly, but still don't seek the answers, don't seek to improve that situation? I know many people. I know someone who had a strategy to use YouTube for vlogging, and they weren't getting any leads at all for about 3 or 4 months, and then suddenly 4 to 5 months, their business just took off. and now they're bombing it. They're absolutely bombing it. And so I've got to say, nothing happens overnight, does it? You must be aware of that, and certainly not as a as a newbie to be taking on new training, or you're just swapping platforms. So you've always done, say, Facebook, and now you're going to try LinkedIn, or you're going to try YouTube. You're a newbie on that platform, so you need to be researching and gathering the right information so that you can implement it, action it, and give it your best shot. Yeah. So there'll be a period of time where you go through these dips, ups and downs, and it might not be working for a bit, or sometimes it might be, but you need to go back to the drawing board and ask those leaders. So who are you listening to? Are you listening to you, who says it's not working? Or are you going to the best mentors and best leaders who will work with you and teach you how to nail it? Yeah, do you see the difference? So following the best advice, tweaking what you're doing, and stop listening to what's going in your own head. Dare I say it, believing in your mentors and trainers. And if you haven't got mentors and trainers, I seriously think you should invest in some some education and that comes with mentors or trainers, so that they can guide you through these obstacles instead of doing it all alone and not getting anywhere. Yeah, so I seriously think that you should be going that way. So the first thing is to ask yourself before you give up, have you done everything that you can before pulling the plug? Yeah, so that was number one. So number two is all about shiny objects. And I've done this. I've done all of these things, as I say. So you're doing something and you think that there's something better out there. Yeah. So you've come across something on Facebook, or something's popped up in your news feed, and it looks better than what you're doing. Okay, so this is slightly different to what I've just talked about, is going to your mentors and leaders and investing yourself in trainers. Yeah, you may not have the right skills and training, and you may need to invest in that. That's different to looking at new shiny objects. Yeah, but the key is to ensure that you have followed all the training correctly, and you have gone to your mentors to help you maximise and leverage that training for you and how you're implementing it. So to get its fullest potential working for you. Yeah, instead of thinking, that looks a little bit better there. You still, with something new, with something shiny, yeah, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's often going to entail exactly the same amount of time and effort and actioning, just like the last training you've done. Okay, so there are a series of steps you need to take to come from no results to success. Yeah, so we do that. We do get distracted. I know we do get distracted. We get, we veer off course by these shiny habits. But sometimes being distracted becomes a habit. So you've got to become aware of that. So that is the trap to be aware of. So in business, you have to have some sort of plan. You've got to have some sort of daily method of operation. I do. And whether this is placing an ad, or reviewing that ad, or following up on leads, or contacting 5 new people a day, or making your daily blog or vlog, whatever you do on a daily basis, you need to be committed to it and do it consistently. This is a good habit to have, yeah. Instead of being, distracted by these shiny objects. Okay, so being aware of that, taking yourself back into that zone of making sure that you're doing your money producing activities. So be aware of it and keep yourself on track. So the third one is, yes, no excuses. So we all know someone who has it worse than ourselves, right? We've all heard their excuses before, people give you, and this happened or that happened, I didn't get round to it. Are you making those excuses? Yeah? Are you making those excuses yourself? Come on, listen to yourself and see whether you're making those excuses. I know I have. So we, as I say, we all know people also that are getting better results than us, and maybe in a worse financial situation than us, or life circumstances, right? And they're getting better results. How come? Because they're staying on track. Yeah, it's the only thing they are staying on track. So my question is, why are you letting this stop you? Why are you letting these excuses stop you? Yeah, it's an excuse. You're not going to be able to tap into your potential and to get to where you are just being by safe and, you know, making excuses, feeling comfortable. You need to be, you know, keeping away from those excuses. This will keep you away from your greatness and achieving your goals, right? So think about it. Just listen to yourself when you're making those excuses, and then what happens next. Yeah. So number 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 is complacency. I'll do it tomorrow syndrome. Yeah, I've done it and I still do it. I've been there. And for me, there's been a couple of times in my life where my back has been against the wall, so I had to do something about it. Yeah, otherwise I would be going down that route of being homeless and not being able to pay my rent. So I had to do everything that I'd written down for myself to do. Yeah, but I understand that this isn't the story for everyone. Everyone doesn't have this story. You know, you might be spiritually and financially and emotionally okay, so you don't have that drive to get yourself out of that situation and you know, move on to achieving the goals. You and this is a trap. This is another trap. Yeah, you feel safe. You feel safe, so you put off the task that you need to do, money producing activity or whatever on your list to do, because there's no drive to push you forward. Yeah, my back was against the wall. I had to do it. Otherwise I was going to be on the street. So it's thinking about that safety and comfort that you feel that's stopping you, and you know, saying I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, that drive isn't there. So it comes down to your thoughts and catching your thoughts again, and using these as an excuse to not complete your task is going to prevent you from not achieving your goals, right? And that's what, you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to, you know, step into that greatness again. So so your thoughts are playing against you, basically. So take action and override these thoughts and just do it. Yeah, it comes from you. So that's the 4 triggers that I want you to sort of start thinking about. Those psychological traps, yeah, that all come from you and your mind. And I'm sure that you have come across one or more or all of them, and will come across them in the future. And I hope to certainly meet them again as well, and practice my control and awareness of them. So you can, as I say, what you need to do now is become aware of those 4 traps, and be aware that those are in your thoughts, and take back control. Push power over them, yeah? And that's what it is, taking control and power. Some people may not be aware. I admit with that as well. Some people aren't in a state of mind where they're aware, or when they're on autopilot, and it's just them getting through the day. And I've been there too, and that makes me really sad that some people are like that. But you do have the ability, when it's right for you, to take back control and fight, and recognize this within yourself, so that you can keep talking to yourself and giving yourself that positive feedback of self-belief. Yeah, it's self-belief. Take massive action and break through these cycles and stop all the BS excuses. Show those excuses what you're made of, and start reaching your goals. It's down to you to step into your greatness. I hope you found this really really helpful today and of value, and I look forward to seeing you soon.